Okay. Hello, a Rosie math teacher coming at you from my 6th period accelerated 7th grade math class. I called them egg salad a minute ago. Yeah, that's not what they are. Accelerated. All right. Last Friday, we were working on lesson, let me write it in big print. We were working on lesson 2-1, square roots and cube roots. And I've discovered that my kids need just a little bit of review because, over time, some of that math just kind of drops out of your brain. So I want to refresh you guys by taking some notes on some key, prerequisites that will help you understand today and last Friday's lesson. So it goes like this. Everybody draw a little line, and we're going to pretend that little line is 5 inches long. Then I want you to write, next to that it is a 1D item. What does the D stand for? Dimension. It is a one-dimensional item, that line. We're only measuring how long something is when we measure the length of this line. So if we were to write it down, we would only write the label of the units. So whenever you have it's called a linear measurement, line, A-R. A linear measurement is a one-dimensional measurement, and it always has a label of units. Inches, miles, yards, feet, centimeters, millimeters, kilometers, decimeters, decameters, centimeters, you name it. It will be in straight up units. When you have any amount that is only worth its value, we could say unit to the first power, but we never say that. We just say the name of the units. So I want you to start to notice something here. For your next piece, please draw a square. Try to make it appear that the square is made up of sides that appear to be the same length as the line you drew earlier. I'm doing the best I can. I'm not great at super straight lines, but I'm trying. So each side is worth how many inches, class? 5 inches. Label at least 2 of your sides, please. 5 inches, 5 inches. Now earlier we only had how long a line is. Now we are measuring how long or how wide it is, as well as how tall or its height. How many dimensions do you believe we are representing with a square? Say it, class. 2 dimensions. We are measuring height. We are measuring how far across. Some people were thinking 4. I know why you were thinking 4, because there are 4 lines. But do you agree that this vertical line measures height, yes? Does the vertical line across from it also give it its height? Yes. This line, horizontal line, measures its width. Does the line above it also measure its width? So this is why it is 2 dimensions. So please write what, D? 2D. Now, if we were to find the 2-dimensional area of this square, area equals side squared. So what type of units do you think it would equal? Units squared. So please write U to the 2nd power. We would say units squared. Guys, if we were finding the area of this particular square, what would you multiply by itself? 5 times itself, same as 5 squared. 5 to the 2nd power equals what number? 25. So please write 25 inside that square and write its label as inches what? Squared. Please give it that extra piece on the label. Area is squarea. You need to show that in the inches. The linear measurement is 1-dimensional, 5 inches. The squared measurement, 2-dimensional, inches squared. Wave if we're understanding so far. I'm trying to slow it down a little bit so your brain has time to process. Now, based on the pattern you see so far, what type of dimensional object do you think we're going to draw next? Say it.
A rectangle.
Well, I'm looking for a number in front of the D. What do we think that number will be? A 3D object. You got it. Let's go ahead and based on the current pattern, What do we think we're going to write with our u?
3 squared.
U to the third. It's called cubed. Now remember, a unit label that says cubed or squared is not impacting your number at all. It's just a part of the label of your unit of measurement. So when it's a linear measurement, it's units. When it's area, it's squarea. And when it's, does anybody know what this last amount will be measuring? Starts with a V. Volume. Who said volume? Wait a minute. Yeah, yes. Okay. So first begin. It's okay if you're not super artistic. If so, you and I have something in common if you're also not that artistic. I was delighted the day my art teacher taught me how to draw a cube. I was like, I can finally look like I'm a Marxy person. Okay, put a dot in the center of your first square. I'm getting some strange looks. Trust me, put a dot in the center of your first square. And then make that same size square again to the lower right. And once you have done so, link each of your corners. What have you just created? A cube, yay! Okay, again, it is a 3D object. It is units cubed. Now, imagining for a moment that each side is 5 what? Inches. So, for example, if I measure across, that's one dimension. If I measure height, that's another dimension. If I measure depth, that is the third dimension. Do you see how if we were to find the volume of this cube, we would not just be doing like we did with area, side times side, otherwise known as squared. We would be doing side times side times side, otherwise known as s to the third power, s cubed. So if you type into your calculator 5 to the third power, please try this now. Find your key that says x cubed. First do 5, then x cubed. Who has an amount for me? Raise your hand. Yes, ma'am.
125.
Excellent. So class, please write on top of that cube 125 inches what? Cubed. I know it's a little hard to see my writing on there. 125 inches with an exponent 3. Again, that's part of the label, not part of the number. We have to listen to this announcement for a moment. Okay, they're all done. It wasn't anybody in our class. All right, does everybody understand how this will help you to understand your lesson 2-1 a little bit better? Here's why. Everybody looking up here, not at your paper. First of all, if you had any struggles with number 5, it was cubed root of 64, which can be found by tapping on the calculator 64. I believe your cube root is in gold print, yes? So before you can use it, you have to tap the what key? 64, tap shift, then find your golden print, X, I'm sorry, not X, but the golden print for radical symbol with a 3 sitting here. So this time, are they still asking for a root? Yes or no? Yes. But are they asking for a square root, the kind you get with just the radical symbol? No. They're asking for the cube root. If 64 is the cube and I need to find what the side is that got multiplied by itself, and guys, we just did an item like this, didn't we? A moment ago? Oh, we didn't. We chose a different number. Earlier I chose that number. Did you get the amount for this? For number 5, what did you get?
4.
You got 4. You are correct. Wave at me if you understand. Okay? Moving on to an item that I know some of my people struggled with. I'm going to go to number 10. Am I right, guys? Number 10? Okay. I know number 9 too, but they're both very, very similar. So we're going to go with number 10. Once you know how to solve number 10, you should have no trouble with number 9. A photo collage consists of 7 equal-sized square photos arranged in a row to form a rectangle. So everyone on your white paper, everybody's on paper, yes? Not in the textbook where you try to work ahead. All right, start a long rectangle. Start a long rectangle. Begin making squares within your rectangle and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is okay if they're not perfectly square, as long as you have 7 rectangles representing your 7 square photos all in a row. This item asks, if the total area of the collage is 567 squared inches, so inches squared, what is the length of the collage? So guys, they want to know the length. I am tracing a line along the bottom from the beginning to the end. They want to know the length of the purple line. Now wait, how do they expect me to find that if the only thing they give me is the area of the whole photo collage? Is there something I can do? First, let's sketch the scene. I don't want anybody to say it yet. First, let's sketch a scene. We've already started to sketch a scene, is what I call it, when we start to represent in some type of drawing what they're asking you. They're asking you to take the total area they gave you. Class, repeat the total area. 567 inches what? Squared. Hey, is every photo the exact same size?
Yes.
So if I have an area 567 inches squared, shared equally among first photo, second photo, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, what type of operation should I use to find the area of a single square? Say it, class.
Division.
Division. Who said division? Wave at me. Awesome. So what do I know I would divide? 567 divided by 7. Try it on your calculator. Raise your hand if you have an amount to give. Yes? 81. Who agrees with 81? Now, is that my final answer? No. Am I going to do 81 times 7 to get my final answer? No, that would take me right back to 567. What do I know that 81 is giving me? Is it giving me a one-dimensional measurement, the side of a square? Is it giving me a two-dimensional measurement, the area of a single square? Or is it giving me volume of some mysterious cube that I don't see on my page? What is it giving me? The second option that I said? A two-dimensional measurement of area of a what? A single square. So class, look up here. Write 81 inside at least your first square. You could write it inside of several if you wanted to, but I only need to write it inside of one. And then I ask myself, if 81 is my two-dimensional measurement, 81 square units, what do I need to do to 81 to get to the root of the picture, the measurement of the side? Tell me, class, what symbol will I draw around that 81? Say it now. Square root symbol, and you can call it a radical as well. Okay, either radical or square root symbol. When you square root the square 81, you will get the measurement of what? Of 9, and that will be the measurement of a what? Of a side of a single square. Now, you guys are going to make all my dreams come true. And in a moment, when I ask you if I should use my calculator to do 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, or if there is a different operation that would be smarter for me to put into my calculator, I hope you will name that operation. On the count of 3, my hands are going to come down. You are going to say one of the 4 operations. So you're either going to say add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Do you get what I'm asking you for? What can I do with my information here to find the total length that they have been asking for this whole time? 1, 2, 3.
Multiply.
I love that answer, multiply. Why would we do 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 all the way across? When we are doing repeated addition, it would be smarter to what? Multiply. So what would you multiply? Say it. 9 times 7. Don't say the answer out loud. Don't give the lazy people free answers. Whatever you get when you do that on your calculator or using your smart brain, please write that down as your final answer for item 11. Do we agree now that I showed you that, you can use the same procedure to solve number 9 and to understand number 9 better? Exact same strategy. All right, I also want to take you guys to look down here at item number 13. When you write a number that completes this analogy and oh good, we have a few more minutes. Write a number that completes the analogy on your paper right now. Please write x to the second power, x squared, is to 441 as x cubed, or x to the third power, is to unknown number. Now, what does x to the second power represent? Tell me. X times x. Aha. Now, since this is x as well, is this x the same base number value as this x? Yes or no? Yes, that is why they're both called x, so that we know they're both the same. Is there a way we can do something with 441 to find the value of this x? What is it that I could do on my calculator? Find the what of 441? Please say it. Square root. Use your radical symbol. Don't say anything out loud. I don't want you telling me this number. Use your calculator. And when you're at home doing your homework, remember I've linked for you an online calculator in Canvas. And in that calculator, you can choose the radical symbol and then type the number inside of it. Whatever number it gives you, that is the value of what? X. Now that you know the value of x, what can you do with that value? Well, first tell me this. What does x to the third power mean the same as? X times I hear a southern accent over there. We are in the South, so that's appropriate. They said x times x. Now that we know that, do we see we could just take whatever square root value we got in place of x? We could then use it in place of x as our base and then cube that number. On your calculator, if it's a handheld, you are tapping the value that you got as your square root here. You are putting that number in the calculator, and then you are using, I believe you need the shift key, am I right? Because x to the third power is in gold print. So tap whatever that root was that you got earlier, tap that number, and then after that number, use the shift key. After the shift key, use x to the third power, and will you get the number that would belong here? Yes, you will. I hope that helps. Get it done.